Okay, I want to show you guys kind of an anomaly I have here. An anomaly. I can't talk today. This is a 1903 Springfield, but it's neither a 1903 or a 1903 A3. Now, why I will say that is because ugh, somebody at some point had a 1903 receiver. This thing was made, and I do believe this receiver was made back in 1919, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so this is an original 1903 receiver, different bolt than what I bought it for. And there's also a 1903 A3 barrel on the thing. So that creates a logistic problem because these 1903 receivers were never meant to have a rear sight on top of it. Instead, they always had the sight right here, somewhere around here. Um, they are you can put them together like that because that was the only real big change that they did with the from an A3 to from a 1903 to an A3 is they had the rear sight here. Instead, they moved it back and they put a little peep sight up here. Now this is an aftermarket thing because you can't put a fucking peep sight onto one of these things because there's no place to put it, and I can't really show you per se uh, because there's like a little divot in the it just so the rear sight that came with this thing, and they had a different bolt on it, so it didn't have the original like 1903 bolt on it. Um, it it had problems when I put this new bolt body onto it, um, because anytime you were to close the bolt, it would instantly start rubbing up against this wall right here because they weren't flush. So the problem is that they decided to drill. I mean, you have to unless you take this barrel off and then decide to rebarrel an older or a barrel that has the sleeve on it. Just to show you, this thing was 943. So it was made in September 1943. I'm not really good with my dates. Oh god, I'd probably fuck that one up. Uh, and it has an RA stamp on it and everything else. But whoever had this before had one of these, got it rebarreled for a newer barrel, and then proceeded to, well, as you can see, it's been drilled. The other one is behind this ring here. Uh, it had a scope on it at some point, but then they took the scope off and decided to put a peep sight onto it. But the fun thing is that this is the original stock that came with it. You know, there you have all the cartouches and everything else. The biggest problem is that the bolt that came with it, it always, when you were firing it, and we did fire it without knowing, it would stick up about that far, which I don't think is a really good idea since it stuck up on that wooden part right there. But through a lot of looking around and fixing things, I found a peep sight that'll actually work and just barely miss that gap there. Oh, glad about that. But anyway, just wanted to show you this dude.